Hey everybody, good evening. Welcome to another fabulous session of the Intentional Parent Conference 2021. Now, the past 4 days has been value back to back. It's been amazing. And today we're coming at you again with another session. Welcome everybody. Please share this broadcast, share this session. Our guest speaker for today, Mr. Ebuka Ede, will be sharing on how to raise boys that matter. Now, you have family friends, you have colleagues, you have neighbors who are raising boys. Please do them the good of sharing this broadcast. Do them the good of sharing this broadcast because it's going to be amazing. All right. So while we settle in, we're going to listen to a live review from the Inner Circle program. We're going to listen to one of the testimonials of parents whose lives, family lives, relationship with their children have been transformed. Hi, Chidima Prosper. Welcome to the live session. So we're going to be listening to review shortly. Please sit back, use this opportunity to share the broadcast. Check around your screen if you're watching on YouTube. You're going to see a tab where you just click on and share the live broadcast to your family friends. So Chidema said she's raising 3 boys. Fantastic. You have energy, Mama. Well done. Hi, Mawume Balogun. Welcome to the live session. Please invite your friends. Everybody raising boys, you know they need to be in this session. Hi, Udoka Onya. Welcome to the session. So we're going to be having a testimonial from the TIP Inner Circle, the one and only Inner Circle. The Inner Circle every parent needs to be in. We're going to be hearing one transformational review in a bit. So while we are at it, please invite your friends. Hi, Oleka Nana. Please, you know those people who are raising boys. You know they're raising soldiers. Those soldier parents, please share this live session to them. You know they should be here. If you've ever listened to Coach Ebuka Edeobika, you know that you know that this session is good. The roof is about to be set on fire. So please share. If you're on Facebook, tag your friends. You're going to approve them to join the live session. Please tag everybody. You know they need to be here. Like, oh, raising boys that matter. That topic alone is amazing. Soldier parents, let's go. I tell you.
Hi,
I
my
tell you.
name is Joseph Feliapsan. I'm in South Africa. I and my wife Tando, we are part of the Intentional Parent Academy. We have 3 children, 2 boys and 1 daughter. We started our intentional parenthood journey early this year, I think in January. But the results are really big. We now have our family vision and mission, and whatever we do is based on that. We do organize family meetings where we discuss everything about the family, and everyone in the family contributes. We now dedicate time to speak to our children more than before. Particularly as a father, I have learned a lot. Though the journey is still long, but being part of this academy is the best thing that has ever happened to me. I don't scream to my children anymore. I devote time to play with them, to go out with them, talk to them, and congratulate them whenever they do well, but also to build confidence into them. So really, I'm happy, even if sometimes I work far from home, but I use the new technology like the Facebook room, the Zoom meetings, so that I can keep talking to them. So thank you so much, Coach Wendy, our Vice Chancellor. May God bless you and your family. Greetings to the governor.
All right. Did you hear that amazing review from a member of the Inner Circle? So while we relax, remember you need to share this broadcast. You really do need to share this broadcast to everybody you know. They need to join this broadcast. So Jimmy Afoma is saying, I haven't been able to, you can't, the replay is available on this channel. We have a playlist dedicated to this conference. So just search around the channel. You're definitely going to see the replay of all these sessions. Now, the inner circle is the place to be. If you've ever wondered, what am I going to gain from being a member of the inner circle? I'm going to list 5 things you're going to gain. Then we're going to play the profile of our next amazing speaker, Coach Ebuka Ede. So let me list a number of things you're going to gain when you join the inner circle. So I'm going to just list 5 things. There are a number of things, but I'm just going to list 5 of them. Number one, imagine building a parenting plan that you'll be able to follow through in the year. Now, if you joined the past session with Coach Christine Buchtel, she mentioned a lot about parenting plans. Now, in the inner circle, we will guide you on how you can on how you can come up with parenting plans, and not just come up with parenting plans. We'll give you guides that will help you throughout the year. You will also be able to connect with your children through something in the academy called connection tools, things you have never thought about. It will be provided to you in the session during the inner circle. You would also have direct access to Coach Wendy. Do you know what that is? You have direct access to her. You'll be able to read one parenting book every month. I bet a number of us have not been able to read any parenting book in our journey, but in the inner circle, you are able to read 12 parenting books in a year. If that is not fantastic, I don't know what is. Now, this is the best part of being in the inner circle for me. It's getting a 15% discount on all courses and services in the inner circle. Now, the inner circle, like Coach would say, they are her favorite people. You need to join the inner circle. We have a number scrolling on your screen. Please send a chat to that number. Thank you. So shortly, we're going to have the profile of Coach Ebuka Ede go up on your screen while he goes live for his session. Thank you. Welcome, everybody. Remember to share this session to everybody raising soldiers, raising boys. We're going to have the profile go up in a bit.
Ebuka Obika Ede is a boys development coach and founder Save the Boys Initiative. He does this through mentoring, coaching, and training them in life, leadership, and purpose, and also by acting as a parent partner. He sees to the total development of boys and advocates for their well-being. He has certificates in emotional intelligence and organizational leadership. For over a decade, he has taught boys, teenagers, and youth in a unique, practical, and immersive way to learn personal responsibility and self-leadership. He is a speaker at youth conferences, seminars, schools, youth, and parent platforms. He also offers consultancy services for individuals and families. As a way of sharing feedback from his experience with the boys, he convenes the Boys Leadership Academy and Total Men Online Summit on his community on Facebook called Men Connect Mentoring Community, Run Mentoring Club for Boys, and convenes the annual International Boys Conference as a platform to train boys and men on how to lead positive and productive lives. He received the National Volunteers Award in 2020 for his work for humanity. His first book, The Journey into Manhood, will soon be out. He is happily married to Ruth, and their union of over 4 years is blessed with one biological daughter and many foster sons. Ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome to the 2021 Intentional Parents
Welcome, Coach Ebuka. That is an amazing profile. Welcome, sir. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. I'm so glad to be here.
To have you. We are super
Thank
excited to have
you.
you. So today you'll be sharing on raising boys that matter. That topic is exciting me on its own. Raising boys that matter. So I'll be leaving you in a bit to do your thing. But I know that Coach mentioned that you are a member of the inner circle, right?
Yes, yes.
So I want you to give us one word that can be able to describe your experience in the TIP inner circle. Just one word.
All right. I think inner circle is phenomenal. It's one of the best things that's happened to me this year. And I tell people that I'm a boys
Oh
coach
wow.
does not mean my children will turn out well. I have to be
Yeah.
intentional, and the inner circle has made me intentional in raising them.
Oh, that's exciting. Welcome. You have the floor, sir. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. TIP Conference 2021, and it's been an amazing time learning. I've been learning. I've been following the sessions, and it has been mind blowing. As in mind blowing. I want to first pay homage to my boss, Coach Wendy. Somebody called you the Vice Chancellor. Our Vice Chancellor, I celebrate you. Our mommy Go, the mother in Israel. We, your children, we are here. Thank you for having us again this year. And it's been an amazing time learning. In fact, the coaches have, they've broken all the tables. And Coach Sash should buy one table for today. Okay, let's see how God is going to help us. All right, I'm going to be talking about raising boys that matters. Wow. Excuse me. If you're a mother, a father here that has boys, I congratulate you. It's a lot of work to raise boys. Like they say, they are soldiers in the house. Real time soldiers. But God has given you grace. That's why He has brought those soldiers to you. So it's a beautiful thing, and God has blessed you with that seed. And sincerely, raising boys in this time is not an easy task, especially with the societal stereotypes, that believe boys, that comes with the upbringing of boys. They say boys they're supposed to be tough and strong and rough against the backdrop of being, emotional and vulnerable. And also, I always tell people that assigning such to a gender is dangerous, and ignoring the emotions and disowning vulnerabilities is problematic. It's problem. It's a time bomb that is waiting to explode. So it's not an easy task, but when you are intentional and when you are skillful, it's a smooth ride all the way. And that's what I'm going to be talking about, some of those things we need to do in raising boys that matter, because a lot is going on in our time and we must be intentional in raising our boys. So there's no need for fear or tension when you are raising boys, because one of the things I hear to parents who have boys say, you have two boys, now wahala be that, no problem, or you have got trouble. God cannot give you trouble. The gift of the Lord is perfect. He makes rich, He doesn't bring sorrow. So that you have a boy does not mean you are in trouble. There's no trouble anywhere. You should be happy that God has given you giants with energy that will stand with the enemies at the gates. So it starts with first dismantling those beliefs that boys are troublesome, boys are fire. When you have boys, you have fire. Your house will be upside down. People cannot rest. No, you have boys, you have rest, because parenting is rest. And that's where I want to start from today. We need to rest. You need to calm down and parent from a place of knowledge. And I'll start by saying that knowledge is not tension. Knowledge is not fear. Knowledge is rest. And that's why Jesus said, come unto me, all ye that live and heavy, and I'll give you rest. Parenting from the place of knowledge is parenting from the place of victory. You have to calm down and rest, because you are fighting from the victory side. You are fighting from a side that you are well equipped with the whole armor. And that's what we are doing at this conference, especially at the TIP. Oh my God. The others, TIP is always on fire. When you are in TIP, you are coming from the place of rest, because you are loaded with all the armor. Even the Bible says we should be loaded with every armor so that we can withstand. What is happening is that most parents lack armors. And when you don't have armor, you don't have the breastplate, your head is vulnerable. You don't have the helmet, your head, any part of your body that is not well armored, then you're vulnerable. And what is happening to most parents is they lack the necessary tools, the skills, And because of that, they are vulnerable. And when you are vulnerable, the enemy will strike. And when the enemy strike, you're back. Some people they have the helmet, they have the belt, but the breastplate is missing. They have every other thing, but the foot out of the gospel is missing. So in parenting, it's a whole armor. And that's why coach keep hammering skills, build skills and build capacity. So calm down and rest. Parent from a place of rest. God did not give you children as a thorn in your flesh. It's a gift and it's good. So we must, even when you have knowledge, Bible says even with the knowledge, you add self-control. Because one of the issues I've seen in parenting is that some parents also parent from the place of knowledge, but it's a zeal. We like to say knowledge. It's a knowledge that that is lacking self-control. They're still having knowledge, and the knowledge is giving them tension. Hey, they say we should do this in this conference. Oh, they say we should do this. Oh, tomorrow, oh, my son, come now. Come and start hammering. Purpose on you. This one on you. Rest now. Calm down. It's process. Step by step process. Coach Wendy would say it's step by step. You cannot jump one step because it's like a school. You don't jump a class, you follow through the process. Because when you jump any step, you will return with the deficiency. And that's why I'm going to be talking about Moses and how that boy was raised as the boy that matters. You also say the deficiency that he had and how he had to be corrected in the place of mentoring. So parenting with knowledge is parenting from a place of rest. Knowledge gives you rest. Any knowledge that's making you agitated, tension, hey, this one they've given us, what will I do now? I am finished. Oh, you are not shivering. You want to bump everything on your children. They say, where is this one coming from? Rest. You come on Monday, you are smiling. Hey, this knowledge has given me rest. You calm down. So I'll say, first rest. Don't be a parent that is running without a message. Some parents are running with parenting. Oh, this is my time of the day, but they don't have any message. They're just parenting, you are running, there's no message. And there's one man in the Bible that always, there's always fun when I read his story. Ahimaaz. He was running to the king without a message. He was running, going to the king when he saw people, tension and turmoil everywhere. He didn't know what happened. He was running. And the king was expecting news of people in the battle. And when he got there, he said, what is the message? He said, King, I don't have any message. I just saw people turmoil and everybody was, just step aside. You don't have a message. And Usha, who had the message, when the man came, and he asked him what happened, and the man gave the actual message. This one that didn't have message, outran the one that had message, followed shortcuts to get to the king, but nothing happened. So there's no shortcuts, because if you follow shortcuts to raising boys, when you get to the main parts, there will be a hook. There's a process. You run with a message, with understanding, with knowledge. You are gifted with knowledge. There's no wahala in raising boys. I am mentoring over 100 boys. There's no wahala. And I'm telling you, boys are one of the most loving people I have seen. I am mentoring from the place of rest. Because you cannot come and kill yourself over nothing. What I've seen is that some parents want to kill themselves over today. Hey, who is calling you? Who is coming? Who is coming to visit you? Hey, where is he going to? Maybe he's smoking somewhere now. Maybe he's drinking. He's not drinking anything. Calm down now. You cannot come and kill yourself with high blood pressure for a child that is playing football somewhere. If you make a mistake, he learns from it and move on. Rest. Parents from a place of, when you have done your own work, anywhere he is, you are resting. I know people doing Valentine's, say, hey, bring the children back from school. Where is he? Let them bring it. Let them not do something. It's Valentine, doesn't. You are afraid because you have not done your homework. If you do your homework, if I let the Valentine, let every boy that is knowledgeable of every pressure. Rest. And lastly, before I give some tips, I want to share 5 steps or 5 things you need to do if you must read. Why God allowed you to first be a child before you became a parent? Because nobody fell from heaven as Jesus that came through being a child. Why allow you to pass through childhood, puberty, adolescent, teenager, for you to all means to be a child. What is so that you will know how to also parent. Is feeling, how adult is feeling. But sometimes some parents act as if some parents act as if they didn't write love out to go and see somebody. As if they were not so stubborn as time where there was no understanding, where they wanted to do something and the parents about Jesus. Is a perfect high priest. God allowed you to also feel the infirmity so that when you're a parent, you can coming from a place felt the infirmity of these people. So there's no need for wahala. Remember the same trouble now you gave your parents. So it's just understanding how to connect because it's a difficult time. So rest. And what am I talking about? I prepared something else for this session, but this afternoon something dropped in my spirit about Moses. That boy was a boy that matters. The parent raised him as a boy that matters. Have you asked yourself, the mother of my daughter's name is Jochebed, and it's because I love that parent so much. In fact, it's my favorite parent in the Bible. It's the parent I love so much, Jochebed and the husband. I love those people because I can't imagine how they did it. He raised a boy that matters in a it should be killed. Roof grew up in the people and foreigners, but that God has called him to it. That boy was still in the palace of the Egyptians as a king with all that was given to him, all the he chose to still go back and suffer with the people rather than eat, delicacies of the palace. What did they do to Moses? And do you know that it's the same thing that is happening to our boys in this time? The same struggle, challenge, just like Pharaoh was trying to kill every male child. The same thing happened in our time. The tension, walking to drugs, to cultism, to fraud. During our International Boys Conference, when we went around to schools to share letters, principals were complaining. Boys are not reading. In fact, they are so carefree about they are so careless about their academics. They don't even care. As in, school has come. The principals kept saying, please, what can we do? The academic performance is dropping drastically. School has come. Yahoo, put 1,000, get 1 million. And they are making a lot of money. The people who are on the social media living rough lives are the ones making huge money. These are the things that our boys are contenting with in this time. It's a difficult time. The rate of fraudulence, is it cultism? The rate at which even the drug addicts are so loving and accommodating. It's a difficult time. I don't even want to talk about the LGBT community and the madness going on. And the audacity in taking our boys. The audacity. That's why sometimes I say, I can't be tired though, because the people that want to take your child are not sleeping, so you can't sleep. The people that want to take these boys are not sleeping. Every night they are strategizing. The pornography industry, how do we get them? Yahoo, caught. You can't rest. No. They are so strategic and intentional. I have to be intentional. And I told myself that I'm a boys' coach doesn't mean my children will turn out well. I am learning, I am following, I'm reading, I'm parenting. My daughter is on holiday. I'm at home to do my work. I back her almost every night to sleep. I teach her, I sing with her. We jump before here, we have jumped several times. Oh, you are going to rest, let that go and do. I'm intentional. Because the people that are after our children, after our boys, they are not resting, they are not sleeping, they are so strategic. You have to be strategic, you have to be intentional. It's a fierce battle, but we fight from a place of victory. Because our weapons are higher ones now. Abba. You can't be an intentional parent or the inner circle and you're not gifted with weapon, as in battle ready, intentional, skillful in navigating through the terrain. It's a beautiful experience. So I asked myself, how did Jochebed and the husband meet? What did they do? How did they, hide the child? The child was born, and they kept that child for months in the house, and nobody heard the cry of a baby. Strategy. That's where I will start from. What is the first thing we need to do if we must raise boys that matters? You must raise him with a purpose-driven mindset. But you cannot raise a boy with a purpose-driven mindset when you have not first understood that there's a purpose over God's life for that child. Not your purpose, though. Not your cause, though. Even when they say every male must die, these people say, die care. A child that I know the purpose, a child that I will raise that will matter, a child that will make influence, a child that will be a leader. If I perish, I perish. Die care. My child die, and that is what I want to see with parents. My boy go, the world have my boy. No. They were strategic. They say no. How did they hide the pregnancy? Strategy. How did they cover the delivery? Even in the pain. She knew that a destiny has to be preserved. She kept shut in the pain she brought forth. And they hid the child. How do you hide the child that will be crying every day? Nye, 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 from people hearing that a child was crying. Strategy. You have to be strategic. If not, our sons will be gone. And that's why some people say, my son is very quiet. He's a good boy. Quietness is not morality. That your child is quiet does not mean he's growing well. I tell you, quietness is not a fruit of the spirit. There's difference between gentleness and quietness. So he's quiet. He's always in the room. He doesn't go out. Woo! He doesn't go out. More horror even happen inside the room with the phone. They don't need to go out to have sex with anybody in the world. There are apps now they have. They call them sex apps, dating apps, where they connect with people in different parts of the world and have techniques of having sex right there. Just 2 weeks ago, one of my boss was telling me about the names of the apps. There are about 3 different apps called dating and sex apps. So they are wherever they have the sex satisfied and they move on. Most of them on social media, their name is Joshua Wankwo, but their name on social media is Shiku. So you be on social media, you will see Shiku. You would know it's your son. Say, my son is a pastor, but he's a slay king on social media. I know a lot of them. They have the social media handle that their parents will see, but the one for their community is the name that you can never decode. Be strategic. That woman hid the baby. Strategy, because she understood purpose. She understood that this boy is a deliverer. You do you even understand what God has called your boy to be? Because if you are fighting from a place of understanding, there's no need for rancor. There's no need for wahala. If you understand where God has called your son and the position God has placed him and what God is raising him to do, you cannot chase your child out of the house because he caught him masturbating. I'm not telling fallacy. These are stories I've seen, I've handled. Your son is masturbating, you send him out. The child is masturbating, they not say, I've seen cases where they say, child, because my son is masturbating, they give you 3 minutes in toilet. They even told the boy, stop locking your toilet, it's always open. When it's pooping, when it's moving, because the mother or father can enter anytime to see whether it's masturbating. You will kill yourself with hypertension. Rest now. Rest. It's a simple issue that can be handled. It's because you didn't do your homework that he was exposed. So also do your homework for him to be well. If the child face feed now, you will rent 3 physics teachers from the world. But when he's not behaving well, you're not looking for mentors and people that will guide him. You are now shouting. Shouting no they help anybody. Some of my boys say that today. My mama shall be shout, my pastor shout, say that today. Shout, not help anybody now. Shout. If I want to finish shout today, go inside and be mimicking how you shouted. You need to see how this person are mimicking you outside. Rest. From a place of understanding. Back to Jochebed. She was strategic because she understood the purpose. She said, no, this boy cannot die because I know I understand the purpose and I will ensure that I guide him into that purpose. She was strategic, covering the pregnancy, covering the child, even when he's crying, covering, strategy, because she understood purpose. You must raise him with a purpose-driven mindset. That's why when something happens in the house that you are crazy or you're mad, you know that there's something ahead that is beyond the ordinary. If you're a parent that only sees the now, you can't raise a child that matters. You can't raise a boy that matters. If you only see now, you should be physiologistic. What are you seeing in that boy? Some people say, I like boys that are terrible. If I pass the street and I see a boy smoking and drinking, I'm just seeing a future, a man that should be standing in the place of honor. That's what I see. So the anger in my spirit is that no, this is not who this boy should be. I have worked. Is it cultists? Is it drug addicts? Is it people that have sexual perversions through a journey of healing by the help of God? No matter my boys always say, one day you bring Babalawo, because no matter the issue, they say, Daddy will always say, come. There is healing. You can be transformed. You can be changed. You can come out. So it's difficult to repair a broken boy, but we'll keep doing it. So I see the future. Jochebed and the husband were seeing a future in Moses. They understood the purpose. So they were not ready to let him go. They were not ready to let him die. They were not ready. Some people say, they say they should kill every child. Take now boy, kill I don't want trouble. And that's how some people release their souls to worldliness, to darkness, and to things that has ravaged them. Don't let go. No matter the struggle, no matter the challenge, this boy is a boy that matters. There's a purpose hanging on him. Whatever you're seeing is a fight for him not to enter it. You can't allow it. You can't allow it. No matter what happens at home, let your home be that safe heaven where they can run to broken. Look at the prodigal son. The father understood the purpose of the life of that boy. So even when he wandered, he still came back home. And for the boy to have the audacity to even walk home, because the avenue has been created where he can come back even broken. When we chase our boys because they are broken. So what do you want them to go and do? To go and be more broken. It's the best time to show love and empathy. And the father received him and did a celebration. Because your son is your son. I talk to somebody and say, hey, leave him to go. He's useless. Let him go. Let him go. But you're not sleeping. Have a parent that is on the sick bed dying. Forgive him. No, let him go. He's useless, but you're dying. You'll be claiming, let him go, he's useless. But you're not having peace and fulfillment because your seed is wandering. Purpose. Don't see the now. See the future. See the purpose. See what God has called. Jochebed and the husband saw it. And they say, Irene, you can't die. You. Who is Pharaoh? Who is Herod? And we be strategic to. So when purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. And so most of the rancor and abuse we see now, because we don't understand the purpose. Let me share a scenario with you. If you're husband and wife, and you're quarreling or you're not talking to each other, 3 days you're not talking. You're not talking. You'll be in the house, everybody is on his own. Some people in their house, the father is on his own, the mother is on his own. You want to raise wonderful children. It cannot work. Because boys are products of their upbringing. But that's not where I'm going to. It cannot work. You cannot model what you have not lived out. I see some fathers say, you are not reading, you are not reading, you are not reading, you're always watching television. Oh, you're always on Telemundo. You say he should not watch. You're not ready. But the child has never even seen you pick a book to read. You're always going out late, but you come back late, even as a father. How do you want him to do what he has not seen? Is he a robot? Is he a what? Whatever you show him is for you. Your son is a product of you. What is acting is what you have shown him. Whatever behavior issue is a negligence. So you must take responsibility. Because you cannot fight a battle you are not aware of. If you have not first taken a responsibility, when a battle, you only have seen, and move. So you must start from the place of mercy, because you're a woman, you're a man who has also felt the infirmity of being a child, of fathers have been a boy. So you are parenting. So when you have parenting with God, show me mercy. I'm showing mercy because some people say you should know that some of us even did worse. So God, show me mercy that the seed I've sown to my own parents will not be seen in my book. Sincerely, I feel that some parents are just reaping the fruit of what they did to their own parents and their children. That's the blatant truth. So you should even be asking God for mercy that your child will turn out well as you intentionally model with skill. This woman was strategic. Do you know your son matters? Do you understand there's a purpose hanging on his head? Then you can't throw him away to the trash. You can't throw him away to the cold. Number 2, use strategic skills in parenting. When Jochebed and the husband saw that, time has reached where this boy has to move to the next phase. So, it was the Pharaoh's house was the Pharaoh's house was the safest place he needed to go to. Strategy. What do we do? How does that relate to us? Especially, most people say, my child is loving. He was so loving at 6, at 4. But when he got to 12, I don't know what happened. It's transition now, puberty. When it's time for your child to now transit, because that is when we begin to have major issues, what do we now do? Strategy. You know what they did? Put the baby in a basket, put him into River Nile, kept the sister to watch where he's going to follow, and give her instructions. It was a time for transition, but they were strategic in helping him transit. Some of the fights you are fighting over puberty is over natural energy that God has given these boys. Just help him skillfully transit. Because at puberty, their minds are going haywire. Their minds, they want to take risk. They want to do anything. They want to jump. They want to do energy overdose. Overdose energy. Auntie, uncle is natural. Leave them alone. You want to make them to become what you want to unmake what God has made. You want to unmake what God has made. Stop playing. Stop being energy. You are just telling the boy, stop being what God has called you to be. Don't be what God has called you to be. Calm down. Calm down now, auntie. Stop play. Don't go out. Stay in the house. Be caged. So you're telling him, don't be what God wants you to be. Don't be how God has made you. Don't be how God has made you. Let the energy die. When they will call you when he's married, that he doesn't talk to his wife, he doesn't care about anything, he doesn't show emotion, he's hitting his wife, know that you're the one that have confined him into being who he's not. Calm down. Jochebed and the husband helped the boy to transit to the palace skillfully, strategically. And let me tell you, your own child is unique. Everything every parent coach is saying on this conference is peculiar to them. They found their own uniqueness in their own. You must locate your own. Don't say, every guy must do like this, you must do like this. You discover your own for your child now. Strategy they followed. And when the girl came there, who is the owner of this? I have a woman that can take care of for him. And who did she call? The mother of the boy. Jochebed was there taking care of the baby in the palace. They were paying her for taking care of her own son. Strategy. See, there's no need for fight when you know how to navigate, when you know how to skillfully connect. how to skillfully help them transit into adulthood. Because if you don't help them, that's how they will grow up to become toxic adults who are still behaving like children because at puberty, they were not helped to be guarded, and have self-control. They were not skillfully helped to grow and transit properly. That's why you see adults that are still behaving like children because they were not taught at puberty. Puberty, calm down. Strategy. And this boy went. This woman was parenting. It's strategic. One of the things that happen to boys at puberty is that they're not used to routine. So a boy that matters is a boy that will be equipped, that you bring out the potentials in him. They are not used to routine. Some of our devotion every day is opening prayer, praise, worship, this, go. Nothing, they just come and go, nothing happens. I've received mails from boys, they will travel and they are asking if God exists, even with all the churches they are going to. They go to church, but they don't know the God of the church. They know the pastor, they know the bishop, but they don't know the God. There's no personal. You've not helped them to discover for themselves who God is. So what do we do? In parenting, you are skillful, knowing their learning style, knowing how a boy learns. When I'm having mentoring session I have a lot of mentoring session I do with boys, even within and outside of Nigeria. Personal mentoring session. Beautiful time. They look forward to the time because you don't even know what to expect. I'm coming with something new, different method. I may do the same thing, but different method, skill, creativity. When I'm having mentoring session with my boys, when we have meetings, creativity. No, let's turn everything again. Because they are open to in puberty, they are not used to routine. They get bored with routine. So even in your morning devotion, do you know what I do in my own morning devotion? It's not a routine. This week I say, okay, we are studying a particular character. Everybody has shared character. You, every morning, so you, on your day of leading devotion, you come and talk about what you learned from that character. What has God taught you? After 2 weeks, we change. Okay, it's book review. Everybody will take the books they are reading. So in the morning, we have 20 minutes to share. And everybody 3 minutes, 4 minutes. What did you learn from that? Everybody will talk about the chapter 1 of the book they read. The next day, chapter 2. From what they're learning for themselves. They are discovering. Before that finish, after that, we go to another method. Okay, for the next one, we're going to talk about sexual purity. Give them topics, and everyone is your top of this devotion. Come and share what you learn and discover from yourself. It's discovery. Bringing out, you are helping them bring out. What do you feel you want to learn? What do you feel God is leading you to do as a boy? What do you like? Do you are happy? They don't say, oh no, my great-grandfather was a doctor. This one was a doctor. God tell all of us in our family was he a doctor. Let God tell him now. Should be God call somewhere by himself to talk to him now? Even when Eli was there. Let God tell him now. Let him hear. So trade him to hear now. There will not need to be tension. I see some boys in school, they are not happy because they are doing what they don't want to do. Strategy. Know their learning style. Be creative. In devotion, you are creative. When they go to church, you are creative. I work as a teen teacher in a teen church for years. And one thing I need to disrupt is a method, a regimented method. Because if I have my church as a teenager, as a teens pastor, if I have my church, what I will do every month or every quarter, I will change the setting. I change the order of service. Because at this stage, they get bored with a particular method. And that's one thing some of our churches have. So they go and come back learning nothing. But yet their notes are full. Logos, nothing has entered. And so, but I took him to church. I did everything. I showed him God. We went to church. We did everything. He went to church. But he didn't know the God of the church. Jesus took his children to church. Jesus also ate with his disciples. They could lean on his shoulder. They went fishing together. They went outing together. They could play. But Jesus was disciplined. So if you want to copy the method of Jesus of going to church, be balanced in following Jesus. Can they lean on your shoulder? Or are you the lion of the tribe of your home? Have you taken them fishing? Jesus, we are following. Have you gone for fishing? Have you gone for outing? Follow Jesus very well. It's balanced, it's holistic. They could lean. They could do I'm a boy in his ears. They can talk. It is the beloved. It's me or it's not me. They were so free with him that even Judas was stealing. Even when Jesus knew he was stealing, just left him. No need for wahala. Because It's a process of time. So be strategic like Moses' mother. He knew was a boy that matters, was strategic in taking him to the next level. He taught him what happened. Strategically inculcate values. What have you come to ask yourself, how did Moses stay in that house and still grow up? Moses' mother will be beating him and say, no, you are in this house, you are in this palace, but you are not an Egyptian. He's rubbing perfume, he's rubbing cream, wearing his crown. You are not an Egyptian. As you are in this house, know that you are just this is the purpose of God for your life. He was strategically inculcating value, but you address him like an Egyptian, but that's not who you are. You may live in the world, but you're not in the world. Strategy. Was pumping him strategy. We love, clean him, play with him. You'll be dancing. Egyptian song go, but you're not an Egyptian. When they come, they will dance. They are in the world, but they're not the world. They are in the palace. How can you raise a non-Egyptian in a palace strategically and nobody know? Strategy. And that's what we need in this difficult and evil world. Is strategic in inculcating value. Now you say, today's family meeting, you this boy, that boy got somebody pregnant, rape. Just how you rape somebody if you don't do. Jesus said, with fire, Holy Ghost fire, hell. Why you now? Sometimes some of those boys, they believe in you. You say, hell. You go, strategy. Maybe they like movie. They are good movie you can bring. And the lesson is passed. There are ways you can have discussions even from the Bible and lesson is passed. There are ways you can take them on a walk and talk about the Bible through the trees. Oh, do you know this? Jesus said this, the lily of the valley. And Jesus said the bird does not struggle. You are teaching strategy. They are going to camp. They are learning strategy. They are listening to others. If your child does not have an effective youth system where your children can also learn what they need at the level, there are other YouTube channels you can look for those churches or those departments and watch. Let them learn what they need at that level. Strategy. We are losing our children even to atheism. They are no longer having interest in the word of God because we are not making it interesting. It's the same message. But you must be strategic in using the right method for their time. You must be strategic. In the olden days, that's how all of us we are singing hymn. We used to do 2 hours. Our prayer in the morning version was fire, fire, fire. That is the olden days now. We are not in the olden days. We are in the 21st century. In that olden days, did the LGBT disturb you? Did the porn industry disturb you? Did this one disturb you? Did you have slave mama and slave papa? Do you have BBN? Do you have everything that is disturbing them? Do you have all those dirty songs, those Naira Marley and this thing singing? Haba, we're in a different time. Open your eyes. The difference is in strategy. This woman was raising the child in the palace. But this boy grew up to say, I'm no longer the son of Pharaoh's daughter. I will go to my people. Yet he will wear the robe of Israel, wear the crown, be moving. They are hailing him, honoring him, but deep down he knew who he was. So you don't need to be afraid when something is happening in your child's school. If you've inculcated strategically, you know. There's a particular people in the Bible who they wanted to give alcohol. They said, no, our fathers taught us. They were ready to die and take it. Strategy without quarrel. Let me round off because we don't have time. Strategy in inculcating values. Values. He wore robes. He was in the world, but yet he was not of the world. Your child is in the world. He will go to those places. You will do your own party now. Let's organize parties for my boys. Strategy, helping them know that you can enjoy and flex even in the Lord without being there. It makes sense, not the one that is talking bomb and non rubbish. There's one song that came out, they say from Sophie teaching masturbation to the recent one they say is talking about coming. The song is teaching people ejaculation. That is the one your children. They are correct, but do you get go for visitor party? Go to party. You don't need 1 million to go. With 2,000, you will enjoy yourself. They should dance very well. Shaky, do dance competition. Strategy. When I want to teach your boys, you don't come like for meeting time. No. Sometimes have conversation. They are dancing. You enter. Sometimes you are passing. Just ask something. Say something. Give them a high five. Let them know you care. You are connected. who they call you, whose baby is that, are you sure? You're a fine boy, I know they will come. There are ways you bring conversations that they will tell you what is going on, pop and plain. As in my boys, they tell me blatantly if the girl is calling, they can even say, come and talk to my father. Strategy. Let me round up. So, be intentional, as I close, in raising a leader in him. The more than the to raise them as a generational builder. So they were intentional about raising a leader in him. So whatever they were telling him, see, God could say they will use you to deliver his people. No, that's who you are. You are telling him, you know, you are this. I'm proud of you. I see that I talk to him about Omo. You are the best fashion designer in the town. Who there? Who will be? I said, my boss, photographer, you are a slave photographer. You are the best. Remember, my coach, when he will tell me, he said, Buka, don't sit down until you sit with kings. I tell my boys, don't sit down until you sit with kings. You sit, you and they will call you. Everywhere they will call you. When they are down, that is what lifts them up. They will call you everywhere. They will call you. Be strategic. Telling them you're a leader. You are not born for the left. Some of my boss will say, my father likes to say critical thinking. One of my sons went for interview last month, and they came back before they even called and say, I've gotten the job. Because when I went, I applied what you taught me, critical thinking. You cannot go with the confidence with who you are, knowing who you are, your authority, your place as a leader, as a humble and a servant leader. You speak with boldness. And they called them, two of them where they took them. Strategic, I've taught them strategic thinking, how to navigate through the issues of life. You will teach it not by family meeting or shouting, it's inculcated. Some of these things is not one big meeting. Small meetings that small things. See this connection, It's not that you have to say, I'm around now. Some fathers are around 24 hours, but the one in US and the father is here is even connecting better than the one that is at home. Because you're at home, your parents, your children cannot even sit in the parlor. They are there, they're like this. Lion. Because you will devour if they move. You want to kill the child that God gave you. You will beat and beat and beat. It's mad person that beats himself. The child you are beating is your image. Came from you. So when you are hitting yourself. Aradupagi, is it not mental something? How can you be shouting on yourself, hitting yourself, when the child is a replication of you? So when you are shouting on yourself. If you are working on the season, you're shouting on yourself, you're mad. What happened? Some parents are just naturally, mentally, because they are shouting on their own image. Calm down. It's strategy. This woman inculcated values in different ways. Different books, nice books you are bringing. You are talking about, you are going on a walk. You are going on a date. You are talking. You go out, you chat. They are going to play ball. Sometimes I don't want to play ball. I go to play with them so that there can be opportunities for conversation, so that they can be relaxed. That connection helps them to be relaxed, so that when I'm talking, they are listening and they are saying things. They are playing this thing. You come and watch with them. Alpha, let me help you watch this. They are watching. Sometimes they are watching. I'm rinsing. Opportunity. Maximize the opportunities. I don't say, hey, I went and tried. He didn't want. He will not want because what they're asking is strange. He needs time to be able to ascertain that you have changed. So give them time because they'll have to prove you with time. Strategy. And lastly, I want to close with this. Do you know that even when Moses was raised as a boy that mattered, there was a deficiency somewhere? When he was leading, he was still leading like a leader who wanted to do everything on his own. You can do it. You don't need anybody. You don't need this. You don't need this. The place of mentoring, Jethro had to mentor him. How to guide him. How to be a leader. So no matter how perfect you are as a parent, you can't do the work alone. No. You need people. It takes a village to raise a child. You need mentors. You also need male figures that will help guide them, because I really appreciate the work so many women are doing. I'm trying to bring the father up to speed. But this idea of, I know it, who is that small boy that wants to talk to me? You still know who that small boy is. Who is that small boy that wants to talk to you? Oh, leave it. One day. Because I know who I am. I'm a light of the world. I'm a salt of the earth. Can't despise my youth because I carry what will bring liberation to the world. Come down from your high horse and learn. Come down. Come down from upstairs. Your children can go up. They are the one that will come down. Mothers can only help a boy be a good man, but it's the father that will actually show the boy what or who that good man is. You can only help them to be good, but it's the father that will show them. So the place of the mother is critical, but the father is the one that will show. A mother can only help a boy, but you can't show him who is a good man because you're not a man. You can't show him what it means to be a man. As some women say, I'm a she king. King will get bound. King what? Madam, you're a queen now. Stay as a queen. You're a queen. Allow the kings to do their own work. So you need a man. He's the man that will show. You can only help, but boys learn by modeling. And that's what I'm ending with. Jethro had to come in to help Moses in that deficiency. I have a lot of boys in my mentor. If your parent and your boy is one of those I mentor, you can see the impact and the difference. Understanding. See, I've talked with boys 18 years. Nobody has taught them sex education. Nobody has taught them what it means to be a man, how to be model love, empathy. No man is showing them. No man is modeling. So you expect the boy to be what is not taught. How now? How will you expect a boy to be what he has not been taught to do? There's a lot of expectation over boys that have not been trained. A lot of expectation. You have not taught him not to rape. You expect him not to rape. You have not taught him boundaries. You expect him not to molest. You have not taught him leadership. You expect him to be a leader. They know it. Boys now, we have now seen that boys don't know everything now. Maybe now we cannot rest in our nation. Bandit today, kidnappers tomorrow. Somebody will raise his child with all the investment. One illiterate somewhere we carry and just kill. Boys and everything. But we are not seeing it. Rape everywhere. Insecurity. Even the money you have in your bank is not safe. Because somebody will sit with one laptop in one hotel and be pressing button and siphoning the money. What will be the future if nothing is done? We are sitting on a time bomb. Look at the rate of divorce. Crime. No rest. They cannot be what they are not taught. They cannot be. We are not intentional to model. We are not intentional. We are not skillful. One thing that should be ringing in your head. What did Jochebed and the mother and the father of Moses do? How did they raise that boy that matters? Strategy. And that man became influential and he got to the peak of his purpose for life. Because he had a parent that understood who he was and we are strategic in helping him get there. So a lot of boys are mentoring this thing. You see the responsibility. Some of them went to you see the aura, you see the life because they are seeing a man really seeing what they need to hear. Some of them have never been taught. 2 weeks ago, I was talking to one of boys in my mentoring session, and he said in their school, people that have pimples, just listen, that they say people that have pimples are people who have generational curses. So in their class, everybody that have people, they see, it's not fallacy in a state in Nigeria. So everybody that have pimples in their class, they saw you as somebody who has a generational curse. So most of them hate their parents because they feel they transfer the generational curse to them. He said he's just hearing for the first time that pimples are just some of those signs of puberty. Hey! And so you'll be hitting on the mother for nothing. Hating. I was in a meeting, a boy of 21. I've never been taught wet dream or nocturnal emission. He has been feeling depressed that he's having wet dreams. Nobody is teaching them. Nobody is guiding them. They cannot be what they are not taught. And Jethro had to model Moses. You have to help him. Know that you can't do everything. A man is not everything. You need somebody. Don't say, I'm a this. Even me as a parent, I have people helping me. I'm learning from others. Coach Wendy is my mother in Israel, our vice chancellor. She said, come, I come. She said, go, I go. I'm learning. You can't be you are not the Almighty. God is the Almighty. We cannot be omnipresent. And they're learning. And at the academy, that's one of the things we do at our Boys Leadership Academy starting on Monday. We raise leaders. We are deliberate to raise. You will do the assignment, we inculcate values, discipline, and follow up with mentoring. I think that session should be full. I don't know if I'll still have space, maybe 3. Maybe I need to give 1 or 2 or 3 yarders, scholarship to this. When the 3 yarders, yes, 3 yarders, I can give 3 yarders. Should I give 50% or something? Because we are closing registration either tonight or tomorrow. Boys from different parts of the world learning leadership, responsibility, nurturing. You can't do it alone. Moses needed Jethro with all that the mother did for him to be an effective leader. He needed Jethro. So that's it. Some parents say they have issues. I don't want anybody to know our family issue. That's what some people say they don't want anybody to know their family issue. After some time, with the child announced on the YouTube, later we'll hear the children announcing that they are now gays. You don't want anybody to not help you. There's nothing to hide in this. Seek help. Seek help. Bikonu. Moses, with all his glory, needed to seek help. I need to close here. Because my coach gave me time. I need to stop. So when you establish relationship, he does that for others. When you connect with some people say, my son does not relate with the people. Doesn't relate with people. Are you relating with your husband? Have you taught him how to relate? Have you modeled that first? Are you relating with your wife? My son does sometimes, he's always to himself, but you are the one shouting him, calm down. Now, man, you be, keep quiet. Boys, no, they cry. Boy, no, they cry, ba? When you will start seeing the ripple effect of boy, no, they cry, is worse than they cry. Let them be expressive. Express my emotion. This is the way I feel. One of the best moments is having my sons lean on my shoulder to cry, weep, cry. If I want to cry, I can cry with you. Cry and let it out. Talk about it. I'm a discipline coach, but I love it. The two-edged sword, love and discipline. One of my sons told me yesterday, say, see, there's nothing in this life that I can do that I can't come and tell you. If you like KB, there's nothing. Because you are disciplined, but you are so loving. They say they can come and say anything the way it is. Sir, I feel like the thing is holding me. Only you. Come, where are you? Oh yeah, let's talk. Because it happens. Konji used to hold boys during puberty. Erection. They have a high sex drive at puberty. It's puberty. Just help them. A man needs to help them. That's why your boys need mentors. Because, madam, do you know erection? Have you had erection before? No, now. Have you had nocturnal emission wet dream? Mba. Do you have penis and scrotum? No. He's a man who knows. You can only help. Another man will show what it is. So you need mentoring. So you can see that even Miriam, the sister of Moses, was saved because Moses was raised well. She entered into her purpose because Moses was raised well. He nurtured them. Let me stop here. Our sons are rising stars. Your boy can make it. Your son can become whatever God, as in whatever. I've seen courses telling people come to a journey of transformation. Your son can become anything. As I close, some parents are saying, some parents rest. Some parents, parents are left everything because he called the boy. He's putting pornography. He closed every business, everything. She's not going out everywhere. He's not watching the boy like this. But I'm not watching pornography again. Calm down. It's a deficiency that you have caused. Take responsibility and guide him. He's not sitting in my room. And do you know what happened? When it was time for the boy to go back to school, say he's not going back to school. Follow him to school now. Shebi, you don't want him to watch or masturbate. Oh yeah, follow him to school and go and sit inside the hostel and be looking at him from there. Calm down. Knowledge, as I close, it's not tension. You parent from a place of knowledge, and knowledge is victory. Knowledge is light. Knowledge is rest, skill, and strategy. Your sons will make it. There's a lot to say, but we can't finish it here. Come to TIP, come to Inner Circle, and that will bust your brain. We'll learn.
Amazing.
Come, and this is just the tip of
Yes,
the iceberg.
so
There's so much more we can do. Thank you so much.
Amazing, Coach Ebuka. The comment section is on fire. Like I told you guys, Coach Ebuka was about setting the roof on fire, and we don't have roof again. Coach asked you to bring a table. You've shattered the table. Nothing is remaining. Guys, we're going to take a quick review. Let Coach Ebuka take a breather. Let him drink some water. He's been speaking for a while. We're going to take a quick review. We'll be back with your questions. So please drop your questions in the comment section. We are going to come back to take as much questions as we can. The review is coming up shortly.
Hello, hi, my name is Esther Adeoba. I want to share with you my journey in the inner circle. Before I joined the inner circle, I've always had challenges with creating structure routine for my kids. I have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old. Getting them ready for school is a whole lot of power to so a lot of yelling and shouting and crying and all that. But since I joined the inner circle, it's been a game changer for me. I don't yell and shout anymore like I used to do, because I've been able to create structure. I've been able to create routine for them. They already know the rules. They already know the consequences whenever they do something that is bad. You know, the inner circle is like a deliverance ground. The inner circle cooks you. The inner circle humbles you. The daily tools, the books we read, the monthly webinars, the knowledge it's out of his word. It's what you get in the inner circle is more than what you pay for. It's really more than what you pay for. The inner circle is not it's not what you can be told that this is what it is. It is best experience yourself. As a yada, I am not scared of whatever the world brings, because I know I am already paying the price. I am already doing the work to raise children who will do the right thing even when I'm not there. So I really just want to thank Coach Wendy, who is our VC. I want to thank the team. They are doing awesome work. I want to thank fellow Yadas, because, you know, when we share our experiences, when we share what we're going through in our homes, it encourages us. It gives us that ginger to continue. I want to thank my group member, group F people. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. My group F people, they don't give you the ginger, they give you the swag. You can't even slack concept. You can't read book. You will read book when with this group F people. They'll give you ginger. You'll be able to read. So what are you waiting for? Get into the inner circle and come experience a different world of parenting with ease. You don't want to joke with it.
Amazing. The inner circle is best experience. I love that. So we're going to take a quick questions now. Coach Ebuka, what's your IG handle, please?
Okay, Ebuka_boys coach. Ebuka_boys coach. EBUKA_dash_boys coach. You will see me right there.
Awesome. So someone asked Marian Ode, how does one remold a teenage boy who was spoiled by his mom but now lives with an aunt? His mom passed away.
Oh dear. I will say it's easier to build strong boys than to mend a broken man. It's more difficult. And what I'll tell that person, it takes a process. It's a journey of healing, because that person has spent years forming that way. So you also need time to unlearn, relearn, and learn again, and he needs a coach, a mentor who will take you through the journey of transformation. So I will encourage that person to get him a male figure, a male mentor that will guide him into becoming a real man. So because a lot of damage has been done already. So it's a process. So give that person time. It may take 2, 3, 4, 5. Some people don't take that long, depending on the proximity of that mentor and how frequent they meet. Once that boy is able to just find leadership, find that person that can be accountable to that person, they're just looking for that one person they can be open to talk. Once they find that person, you find that person, and they are open. Once the process of learning and transformation starts, then the boy is guided into that journey of healing. So get a mentor for that person.
Get a mentor. Awesome. Blessing Econ is asking, what can one do when the men are not available to mentor? This mentoring thing is a serious matter.
It's a serious matter. And sincerely, one of the major issues I've seen in this journey is boys who are having a fallout or behavioral issue as a result of the vacuum that the fathers have created. Like I said, the woman can just, help, but it's the man that will show. It's by showing, by modeling. So what happens to most boys is that because the vacuum has been created, there's no connection between them and their fathers. They are now going to the streets to fill the vacuum. The drug addict, the cultists, the fosters are so loving. There's a loving community, and they are filling that vacuum, showing that strength in a negative way that the father would have helped that boy to achieve positively. So I always tell mothers, yes, you have a role to play, but that boy needs a male figure that can also help in inculcating values. Even when the father is still available, you are still living with the man. You can get him. I mentored a lot of people who their fathers are still there, but we are still doing the work. So get somebody. It can be a pastor. It can be a trusted person who has the fear of God, who has skill. The challenge is that we are having very few male mentors for our boys, and we are raising more. But if you look for, you will see. That's one thing I will tell that person.
All right, so we're having a lot of questions along the lines of
Okay,
the fathers
I'll
are
take
not
them very fast.
available.
Okay.
Yeah, someone is still saying, what do you do when the fathers themselves are not available? I believe that
Okay,
you've
okay.
answered
Just to
that
add to
question.
that, me, I believe in the
Yeah.
power of a woman. Though I believe in the power of a woman. There's a way you can engage that man in connecting, in helping that child. After you've learned, you're a woman now. You know how you do those things inside the other room. When you enter, service has closed inside the room. Play those this kind of message, this kind of sessions we have now. Play it when it's available. Let him be hearing. The man will pretend as if he's not hearing, but he's actually hearing. He stylishly play it. There's a film, Nimbe. I will encourage mothers to look for Nimbe. Watch it. Play. Let your husband will say, hey, there's one interesting movie. Touch him. Now I know how to touch him. He will listen. Get the man. Begin to help the man to learn. Get him. You know his best food. Give him. You know how to help push the boy to him. Go out. Let's go to somewhere. When you get okay, wait with your father. Let me pick something. Be strategically creating time together. Tell him what to do. You need to begin to talk to your son. And son needs you. This and that. Find moment, not in the house outside. Leave both of them together. Go. Come back after 1 hour. They will talk. So you can help the man to begin to come out, expose him to learning as even as you get a mentor. With time, if you really know your onion as a woman, you can get that man to listen. Humbly without quarreling, but you know how you do it.
Be strategic. That's the
Be
word.
strategic.
Thank you. Be strategic. Ifeanyi is asking, what does it take to enroll for your mentorship program for boys who are not in your location, please?
Yes, I
Plus,
mentor
would
boys
you be
from.
kind to give discounts to those of us here who are interested? Come to the yard. Come to
Come
the
to the
yard.
yard.
Join the
Do you
inner
know that
circle.
I didn't even tell, I've not even told Coach Wendy, but for everybody doing that their sons are from the yarders that come to me for mentor, I tell them, I ask, are you a yarder? I always give them like 50% discount. Anybody that is a
Oh
yarder. I've
wow.
not even told Coach
Oh
Wendy, but I
wow.
always ask, are you a yarder? See, they're a yarder. We are we now. And then I coach boys from every different part. I coach boys from US, from UK, from Canada, from Australia. So anywhere there is a Zoom session, and some people may have weekly sessions, some may have fortnightly, some may have monthly, depending on when the child is available. Now that they are in August and holiday, can have a lot of sessions with the boys. So it's not a big money. Just come, we talk. But the academy is also open starting on Monday. I have discount for yarders. Even though we've closed, I can open for some yarders to come in with their sons, and we're going to have a great time.
All
Bye,
right.
Chancellor, mother in Israel, I greet you, ma.
Welcome, coach.
I saw the flyer you brought. Somebody asked me where did I bring you from, and I told the person that lions don't give birth to goats.
Of course, Sue.
At
Of course,
all.
Sue.
Produce
Don't give
lions.
birth
That's
to
what we
gold
do.
at all.
Ebuka,
I took the
I
anointing
don't
before I
have
came in. I
one.
took the anointing. Thank you, ma.
All the tables that you have broken, just a bite. Because I don't know where you will bring it for parents.
Oh my
Oh my
goodness.
goodness.
Oh my goodness. Ebuka, you said something that it was so profound. And it was on the story of the man who was running to the king without a message. In fact, as you were talking, the people in the inner circle in Group B, they said, let's say the grace and just go home. As in, and it was about the man who was running, got to the king, and didn't even have, a message. And that was it.
No message. No message. Running
And
with
all
zeal.
of
No
us,
message.
many parents are running with zeal. And when you say, they say, it's working for me, it's working for me. Let me just be running.
Works for my
No
forefathers.
message, no message at all. Oh my goodness. Ebuka, when you were talking about Telemundo, thank God I'm not the one that said it. They would have come for me. And I'm sure. Nothing you said it came from heaven. It couldn't have come from anywhere. Somebody said, I think this coach particularly came for us to come, and I feel like he's piercing me through the screen. I shared it on my status, and someone had a good. I said, that's the way I feel. It was such an amazing session. If you want to get into the leadership mentorship circle, I was waiting for this session to share about that leadership. If I had shared it, you would have just said, that's what they're telling us. But now, when I share it, you take action. That's it. That's it. You share with me, I will share with the people in the Telegram group. Let them take action. That's what we're talking about. I think we need this fire. We need this fire to be on our bum for us to take action. And I just love this. And there's something Ebuka said, and it was something that I said to him the last time that we sat together. I said to him that until you sit with kings, Ebuka, don't stop running. Don't stop running. And that's the word I have given to my son. And I saw Ebuka that day, and I said to him, until you sit with kings. So you see this mediocrity that we're trying to just raise. People are clapping for you. But I said, until kings clap for you, you haven't gotten to where you're going. Kings need to stand up and clap for you. Ebuka, I want to say thank you. Thank you again and again and again.
Thank you, Coach.
If you were speaking, I felt like jumping up and coming to the street and clapping.
Oh my God.
Thank you, Coach.
I also want to say thank you to Precious. Thank you so much, Precious. I appreciate you. I love you. Precious is one of the biggest hands that we have, behind the success of the academy. Precious is also does some work with parents, in the educational part and all of that. She has a lot of resources as well. She's on Facebook as Precious James Sobona. She is a full staff of the academy, but yet does a lot of work in the space of parenting. We raise people who transform people. It's not just about, just being out there. We're talking about a message. We're talking about running with a message. We're talking about being able to transform the world. That is what I'm talking about. I am so proud seated here of the both of you. I can't even say any less. Thank you so much for bringing so much fire into the TIP conference today. I really do appreciate the both of you. Ebuka, do you have last words?
Coach, yes. Sir. Because of the parenting Shiloh this week, our book was supposed to be launched, but he said, no, we can't launch it when we're having Shiloh. My mother has to be present. And it's going to be launched. Once we close from Shiloh on Friday, Saturday evening, the book will be ready, and it's inspired by the fire you have given me. And then it's going to be a great resource. It's going to be a great resource. I want to say to everyone, your boy is valid. Their emotions are valid. Go and love them. Some people have never told their sons, I love you, or even pecked or hugged them. And they long for it.
Yes, they do.
That they have not felt this way before. They long for it. You need to go back, hug your son, and say, I love you. It's not only girls. They like it, though. They love it. That's why that your husband loves it when you tell him those sweet words. Your son needs it too. Thank you very much. Let me run.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Shall
Thank
we
you.
see you in the just go backstage. We're waiting
Oh
for
my
fire for you
God.
right in the inner circle. My goodness, that was an
Oh my
awesome
God.
session. Oh my
That was
goodness. And
fantastic.
you
Wow.
think you have heard it all, and then another coach comes with buzz
Sweeps you off
buzz.
your feet.
Ebuka came with a
Oh my
double
God.
barrel for us. We're going to share details of how you can get your children into his mentorship academy on our Telegram channel, and you will be able to actually take all the details. And when we also repost Ebuka's stuff, we're also going to share the link that you'll be able to register. Thank you again to everybody, all the participants. Beyond just seeing the faces here, I want you to be grateful for this conference. This conference is coming at a cost. If I allow Precious to tell you a bit about the cost, I don't think we're going to go here, because I think Precious is the closest person, to me, that understands the cost of putting this together. I want you to actually share this. I want you to invite another parent. I want you to rave over this coach on social media. I want you to
Yes.
go and talk about the TIP annual conference. The gift that we can give to these coaches is what we do have. Thank you again, Precious, for
Thank you,
always
Coach.
being on point. Shout out to you and the other members of the team that you cannot see. I'm going to talk about them a bit on the day, on Friday when
On the
we are
final
closing.
day.
Thank you so much on the final day. And as we launch the book for Ebuka as well, I'm going to also give you details on how you can get that book. I'm also going to be gifting some of those copies to the parents in the inner circle. I love the parents in the inner circle.
The
I'm
inner
sorry
circle.
if you feel sidelined, but hey.
But people are
Hey,
jealous,
but we just
Coach.
love this we just love this
We do.
we just love this parents. All right. Thank you so much for everything. We're going to have a next speaker who is going to come up at exactly 7:30. This speaker is Irene Bangwell, the founder of Raising Girls. You want to be at this session. For every session, there is something for you to take. Irene has fire. So, hey, don't miss it. Be here live as we bring to you at 7:30, Irene Bangwell. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Precious. Thank you, Ebuka. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. If you got value, please remember to put in the comment section that you got value and share the fire emojis. Yes, we trade with the fire emojis because we only breed Rema at the TIP Academy. Nothing short of Rema. Of course, you see the difference in the Rema that we produce. We're not just doing this in small inches. And hey, come into the inner circle. There's a lot for you to learn. There's a lot. It's going to even fire the bone in your own purpose. Trust me. All right. There's a lot for you to learn. We're going to close, and while we close, I'm going to play you that video again from a father in the inner circle, and where he talked about his journey, about being in the inner circle, about being a yada, and also Esther's testimonial. Esther's group is one of the most amazing, right? I just say that group F, they love themselves. However, that's fine. We're going to play you those two testimonies. See you at 7:30 again as we begin to round up.
Hi, my name is Joseph Feliapsan. I'm in South Africa. I and my wife Tando, we are part of the Intentional Parent Academy. We have 3 children, 2 boys and 1 daughter. We started our intentional parenthood journey early this year, I think in January, but the results are really big. We now have our family vision and mission, and whatever we do is based on that. We do organize family meetings where we discuss everything about the family, and everyone in the family contributes. We now dedicate time to speak to our children more than before. Particularly as a father, I have learned a lot. Though the journey is still long, but being part of this academy is the best thing that has ever happened to me. I don't scream to my children anymore. I devote time to play with them, to go out with them, talk to them, and congratulate them whenever they do well, but also to build confidence into them. So really, I'm happy, even if sometimes I work far from home, but I use the new technology like the Facebook room, the Zoom meetings, so that I can keep talking to them. So thank you so much, Coach Wendy, our Vice Chancellor. May God bless you and your family. Greetings to the governor.
Hello, hi, my name is Esther Adeoba. I want to share with you my journey in the inner circle. Before I joined the inner circle, I've always had challenges with creating structural routine for my kids. I have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old. Getting them ready for school is a whole lot of power to so a lot of yelling and shouting and crying and all that. But since I joined the inner circle, it's been a game changer for me. I don't yell and shout anymore like I used to do, because I've been able to create structure. I've been able to create routine for them. They already know the rules. They already know the consequences whenever they do something that is bad. You know, the inner circle is like a deliverance ground. The inner circle cooks you. The inner circle humbles you. The daily tools, the books we read, the monthly webinars, the knowledge it's out of his word. It's what you get in the inner circle is more than what you pay for. It's really more than what you pay for. The inner circle is not it's not what you can be told that this is what it is. It is best experience yourself. As a yada, I am not scared of whatever the world brings, because I know I am already paying the price. I am already doing the work to raise children who will do the right thing even when I'm not there. So I really just want to thank Coach Wendy, who is our VC. I want to thank the team. They are doing awesome work. I want to thank fellow Yadas, because, you know, when we share our experiences, when we share what we're going through in our homes, it encourages us. It gives us that ginger to continue. I want to thank my group member, group F people. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. My group F people, they don't give you the ginger, give you the swag. You can't even slack concept. You can't read book. You will read book when with this group F people. They'll give you ginger. You'll be able to read. So what are you waiting for? Get into the inner circle and come experience a different world of parenting with ease. You don't want to joke with it.